treasures, more precious than gold. Cameras are rolling, the drama is bold. In the heat of the moment, the truth is told. This is the rundown, where the sparks fly. Breaking the news as the moments pass by. Hey! 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 Hey!
Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into the NBA Summer League today. It's that vibrant, often surprising stage where these unexpected stories really start to unfold. Today, we're kind of poring over a stack of sources, giving us an insider's look at two really fascinating and very different players making headlines for the Chicago Bulls.
That's right. And our mission for this deep dive, well, it's to go beyond just the box scores you see right away. We want to understand the deeper implications, what these performances really mean for a player's career path, and how the league even evaluates talent in this unique setting, plus the human stories behind it all. They're pretty intriguing.
Definitely. And when you look at the Bulls Summer League, one name just immediately jumps out, Yuki Kawamura, the 5'8" guard from Japan. His performances, they've been, absolutely eye-popping. Just Tuesday, against the Pacers, he puts up a double-double, 15 points, 10 assists, plus a rebound and 3 steals, all in just 28 minutes off the bench. What does a stat line like that truly tell us about his game, especially, considering his size?
Well, what's fascinating is how that stat line immediately signals someone defying the odds, right? 5'8", he was the shortest player in the entire league last season. He was on that 2-way contract with Memphis, the kind where you split time between the NBA and the G League. And if you think about the bigger picture, the league is trending towards these really tall guards now. You see draft picks like Dylan Harper at 6'6", Yair Dummin at 6'9". Theoretically, that kind of shift should be phasing out shorter players like Kawamura or even guys like Nate Robinson, Isaiah Thomas from the past. But here he is making that kind of impact. It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. And our sources, they repeatedly highlighted his passing skills, calling them unreal, dazzling. They pointed out his 10.0 assists per 36 minutes in preseason, which was like third highest among players with decent minutes. There's even this great anecdote from the Grizzlies broadcast saying every pass from Yuki is a no-look pass. And you can actually see it, him using misdirection, even flipping the target of his pass mid-jump. That's just wild creativity.
Oh, absolutely wild. His passing is truly show-stopping. We've seen these specific examples, like a slick one-handed wraparound to David Muoka for an easy flush.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's that sequence, he grabs a loose ball, starts the break, delivers a no-look to Javon Freeman-Liberty.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Who then touch passes to Matas Buzelis for this emphatic dunk. Just incredible flow. And then to basically seal the game, a 10-point lead, final minute, a midair behind the back pass that ends in another Freeman-Liberty slam. He even, get this, slipped a pass between the legs of the Kings center, Maxime Renaud.
Wow. Between the legs. That takes some serious guts.
Right. You just don't expect that level of flair, maybe, from someone his size.
It really speaks volumes about his confidence, his vision. And it makes you think about that phrase, to steal the show. It fits Kawamura perfectly. Someone in maybe a smaller role performing so well they grab all the attention. He's become this huge fan favorite, a real spark plug. Even getting big cheers from opposing fans, apparently.
Yeah.
Just his general pace, that frenetic pace, the nonstop motor, it's just captivating.
And that nonstop motor, it absolutely carries over to his defense. He really turns his height, which, let's be honest, could be a liability, into an asset somehow. He plays with this relentless aggression, picking guys up full court, all 94 feet. He's described as impossible to screen, uses these little leverage tricks, those 3 steals against the Pacers, forcing that backcourt violation. Perfect examples of pure hustle. It really goes back to that saying, right, you can't control your height, but you can control your effort. That's him.
That effort, yeah, it's undeniable. Now, shooting. It's kind of an interesting wrinkle. Kawamura was actually a really good three-point shooter for Japan in the Olympics. Hit like 40.6% on almost 11 attempts a game at high volume. But his summer league numbers, well, they've been lower. 25% from 3, about 33% from the field overall. Still, the sources point out his quick release, his good form. So maybe the slump is just, small sample size. Adjustment. It kind of highlights how Summer League can be this imperfect gauge, but still offers glimpses, right? Glimpses of potential. So we've got Kawamura's really inspiring story. But the Summer League, as we know, it's also a place for more challenging narratives. Our sources bring up a very different kind of story unfolding on that same Bulls roster. Josh Primo, former number 12 overall pick, 2021 draft.
Yeah, this is certainly a complex situation with Primo. He was waived by the Spurs, then suspended by the NBA after that indecent exposure investigation. It stemmed from a 2022 incident when he was, 19? A former team psychologist accused him of exposing himself during their private sessions. That led to a civil complaint against him and the Spurs, which was eventually settled out of court. It's also important to note the Texas DA's office chose not to bring criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence.
Right. And just to be clear on the NBA's official action, it was a 4-game suspension, September 2023. The league called it conduct detrimental to the league after their own investigation confirmed he'd, quote, engaged in inappropriate and offensive behavior by exposing himself to women.
So when the Bulls signed him to that Exhibit 10 deal last October, which is, low-risk, non-guaranteed kind of contract, their stated reason was purely about helping him rehab an injury. They said explicitly no plans to roster him with the first team. He ended up playing just 1 game for their G League team, the Windy City Bulls, before they waived him again in December.
And, as our sources definitely show, there are some really strong, often pretty controversial fan reactions and discussions about Primo still being in the league at all. Without taking any side here, obviously the debate you see online often boils down to, are his struggles mostly because of his past actions, or is it just about his on-court performance right now? It's complicated. So that brings us to the big question, right? What does all this Summer League stuff actually mean? You've got guys like Kawamura making these huge impressions, others like Primo trying to make a comeback. How much weight should we really put on these games?
It's a critical question, and yeah, a lot of our sources basically offer that yearly reminder. Summer League performances literally mean nothing. That's the quote. They point to examples, right? Players who look amazing but have short careers. Kevin Knox, Denzel Valentine, Stanley Johnson, guys like that. And then the flip side, players who look terrible in Summer League but have long, successful careers. Trae Young is often the go-to example there. The argument usually is it's just too small a sample size with a brand new makeshift team.
Okay, literally nothing feels a bit strong, though, doesn't it? Surely there's some value teams are looking for, even if it's not always jumping off the stat sheet. What are the evaluators really watching?
That's a really important distinction because, yes, experienced coaches, GMs, the really attentive observers, they are looking for specific things. For example, if a second-year player is playing poorly in Summer League, that can actually be a real bad sign. They should be standing out against that competition. More broadly, it's a great setting to see those intangibles, hustle, effort, defensive instincts, things that do matter and often do translate to the real NBA game.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's also valuable for, say, second-year guys to get reps playing a new role, or maybe just proving they're too good, they shouldn't be there anymore. So, yeah, while it's definitely a time for fan speculation and maybe overreaction, it's also a genuinely interesting data point for the teams themselves.
Right. And connecting that back to Yuki Kawamura, his consistent effort, that crazy passing vision, his basketball IQ, those seem like exactly the little things you're talking about. They stand out. They hold real value, sort of separate from the exhibition nature of the games. They make his numbers feel more substantial. Okay, moving on to some other players making noise in the Bulls Summer League team. We saw Matas Buzelis have that big 28.5 rebound game against the Pacers, and sources noted his, quote, overlooked handle and on-ball creation, which is interesting before they shut him down for the rest of Summer League. Also, Noah Asangwe, this year's 12th pick, he dropped 21 in that same game. And Javon Freeman Liberty, Chicago native, he had 18 points, 8 boards, 5 assists. So some definite flashes there too.
Yeah, and all this brings the immediate implications for the Bulls regarding Kawamura into sharp focus. Because their 3 two-way contract spots, they're currently full. Emmanuel Miller, Jameer Young, and Lachlan Olbrich have those spots right now.
So yeah, the Bulls have a tough decision. If they want to sign Kawamura to a two-way deal, which his play might warrant, they'd likely have to waive one of those current guys. A lot of speculation focuses on Jameer Young, another point guard, as the comparison. Now, if you just look at Summer League stats, Young's at about 7.7 points, 2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, shooting 39% field goals, only 16.7% from 3. However, Young had a really strong G League season last year, like 21.7 points, 4.5 rebounds, 7.1 assists, almost 2 steals a game, shooting nearly 47% from the field. That G League performance makes this decision way less simple, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely complicates it for Chicago. And there's another factor, too. Time. Lots of other NBA teams still have open two-way slots, which means Kawamura could potentially get poached if the Bulls wait too long or seem hesitant. Now that Buzelis is shut down, maybe Kawamura gets an even bigger role in these last couple of Bulls games. That could really solidify his case, either for the Bulls or, frankly, for another team watching closely.
Right. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it seems pretty clear the NBA Summer League, yeah, maybe it's underestimated sometimes. It's definitely more than just, meaningless stats thrown around in July. It's this fascinating proving ground for talent, a stage for these really unique, powerful narratives, and obviously a crucial step for a lot of players.
Absolutely. And while, the ultimate outcomes are always up in the air,
Yeah.
that grit, that confidence you see from players like Yuki Kawamura, it really allows them to defy the odds, even in this kind of showcase environment, which I think raises an important question for all of us watching.
Yeah, exactly. What stands out to you listening to this about these players, or maybe just the Summer League overall? How do you weigh that raw talent against the kind of demonstrated effort and resilience we see in a setting like this?
It definitely leaves us thinking about all the different paths players take to try and make their mark in the league.